Welcome, everyone, to San Diego Sports Talk, the John Kentera Show, and I thank you very much for joining us. And, I have to say right off the bat, I planned on doing a podcast the day after the Major League All-Star game. Unfortunately, I fell ill and was on the IL there for a while. Actually, I spent a little time in the hospital, but back at it, ready to go. And, man, our Padres are playing some great baseball right now. We got a lot to cover today on the podcast. And, man, what a road trip. What an absolute great road trip. But before we get into that, how about that performance last Thursday by right-hander Dylan Cease? The second no-hitter in Padres history. How fantastic was that? Man, he was flat out dealing. And you go back into that ball game, he had thrown 94 pitches through the first 7 innings. And then they had about a 5-minute discussion in the Padre dugout as the Padres were getting ready to bat in the 8th inning. Very, very interesting. Mike Shildt was really planning on taking Dylan Cease out at 94 pitches. And I was saying to myself, you know what? You got to let this guy go. And I was figuring probably the number he could go was about 120. I mean, you can't let it get crazy to where it gets up to 130 or 135, but you could have probably let him go to 120. Well, it was Mike Shildt, Dylan Cease, Ruben Niebla, and what was really interesting is the guy that threw the first, and prior to Cease's no-hitter, the only no-hitter in Padre franchise history, Joe Musgrove, kind of slowly walked his way and got himself a little bit involved in that conversation. And he certainly had his say. And Dylan Cease went out there and did a marvelous job. In the 8th inning, he went out there, retired the side on 9 pitches. And man, I'll tell you what, the Nationals, they were flat out swinging. They were swinging, man. They didn't want to get no hit. And then Cease goes out in the 9th inning, in 11 pitches, he closes it out. And I will tell you, though, that ball that C.J. Abrams hit to Bryce Johnson in right field with 2 outs in the 9th from the center field camera, man, I thought that might fall for a base hit, but Johnson was able to close and make a nice catch, and the celebration was on. I mean, Dylan Cease was incredible. He threw a career-high 114 pitches. He had gone earlier this year where he had thrown 113 pitches in a ball game. What was also interesting was just kind of looking at his last 3 starts. I mean, now total domination. Total domination. His last 3 starts, Dylan Cease against Atlanta, Cleveland, and Washington. Batters now are 2 for 65 against Cease. On the season, they're batting 191 with a 255 on base percentage and a 341 slugging percentage. Boy, he pitches that way down the stretch. And he's healthy going into the playoffs. And Padres are putting themselves in a great position to get to the playoffs the way they're playing right now. He would be just an incredible guy to have out there on the mound. But there are games where, with him this year, with Cease, it's been a feast or famine, not a lot of middle ground. But right now, he is just in a flat-out great role. Flat-out great role. And speaking of great roles, how about the Padres? For crying out loud, how good are they playing? I mean, they get beat on Sunday by Baltimore, but they were down 6-0. They rallied. They made it 6-5. They gave up a couple of runs in the 8th inning. They rallied, had a chance to do some damage in the 9th, couldn't quite get it done. Ended up getting beat 8-6. But I mean, you look at the Padres now; they're 57-51. They win 7 out of their 9 games. They take 2 out of 3 from a division-leading Cleveland Guardians. They beat up on the Washington Nationals 3 straight days, and then they take 2 of 3 in the home ballpark of the Baltimore Orioles, who are considered one of the top 2 or 3 teams in all of baseball, and really outplayed them. I mean, they did an incredible job. Randy Vasquez had his struggles on Sunday. Bullpen came in and really did a nice job. Really nice job. The Padres won and got good pitching performances on Friday and Saturday. I mean, the staff's doing a great job. I mean, they got to figure out that 5th guy, and maybe when Musgrove comes back, and Joe's going to pitch Tuesday over in Arizona in a minor league rookie game against the Seattle Mariners, going to try to go 2 innings. He's feeling pretty encouraged because after he's thrown his bullpens, his arm and shoulder have been recovering pretty good. So we'll see where it goes. I mean, a long ways away. He'd need to make probably a couple of rehab starts down in the minor leagues. But on Tuesday, he's going to give it a go and try to go 2 innings against the minor leaguers in Seattle over in Arizona. But the staff has been fantastic. Obviously, the fifth spot in the rotation, Adam Mazur, started that game on Friday. Didn't go real deep, and he was on a very short leash. But, they got to figure out what they're going to do. Maybe with the trade deadline coming up, maybe they'll find something out there they can get to where they don't have to give up a ton. Okay, but the road trip was fantastic. 7-2 on the road this year. The Padres now 31-23. They got to play better at Petco Park. I mean, 26-28, losing record at home, not going to get it done. You start pushing that record over 500 at home and continue to do something similar on the road, you're going to glide into the playoffs. There's no question about it. The July record for the Padres after the road trip, they're 11-9. So all's good right there. But really, I mean, they played great baseball all the way around. I mean, there's nobody out there that can have a complaint. When a team is playing the way the Padres, you can really kind of dissect, well, they could have done this or they could have done that. This team is playing good all-around baseball. Yeah, they run into an out here and there occasionally. It wasn't a great effort by Ha-Seong Kim Sunday to try to steal third with Luis Arraez up. I mean, Arraez, you're going to get a base hit, you're going to score. Okay, yeah, you might score on a wild pitch or a pass ball if you get to third, but left-hand hitter, easy throw for the catcher. He had to make a quick throw, and he made a very accurate throw and cut down Ha-Seong Kim. Probably didn't even need to try it. You're in good scoring position. You get a good secondary lead. You're going to score easy on a base hit. But other than that, Padres are playing great. I mean, absolutely fantastic baseball right now. Okay, let's talk about Manny Machado. I want to congratulate Manny. On Saturday, he hit that 3-run homer. That gave him RBIs number 998, 999, and 1,000. That's a tremendous accomplishment. 1,000 RBIs, and he's still a young man. I mean, who knows where he'll end up RBI-wise, but that's awesome. So congratulations to Manny Machado hitting the 1,000 career RBI mark. That was awesome. And the other guy that has taken a lot of criticism since he signed that long-term contract with the Padres, Xander Boegarts. Boegarts has just been unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I know, he was hitting all these singles. Now he's starting to drive the ball a little bit. But Boegarts, since he came back from that fractured left shoulder, how about these stats? 11 games, 22 of 45. That checks in to be a 488 average, 3 doubles, a triple, a homer, and 5 RBIs. Flat out getting it done. So Xander Boegarts, he's working that average up into the 260s now. And remember, he's a career 289, a lifetime hitter. I mean, he's finding his swing right now, doing a really nice job there. Okay, Sunday, I woke up and I had it in my inbox. The Padres acquired bullpen help, and in my opinion, got a real good guy. Well, what's interesting is this guy, Jason Adam, a right-hander who, by the way, can get both right-handers and left-handers out. He was in the Padres organization back in 2017, had some arm injuries, kind of worked his way back through the Arizona complex, pitched in 1 AA game, and got released in 2017 in August by the Padres. So now in 2024, in July of 2024, the Padres give up 3 of their top prospects to get Jason Adam, a guy they released back in 2017. How about that? Baseball's funny, man. It can really change. But Jason Adams, much needed. Now, I realize the Padres gave up a lot. And the Padres now, when you take a look at Luis Arraez, Dylan Cease, and now Jason Adam, the Padres have given up this year alone 9 of their top 15 prospects. 9 of their top 15 rated prospects. How do you look at that? How do you look at that? Well, how I look at it is A.J. Preller has got 2 years left to go on his contract, and his contract runs out in 2026. He got to win. Those prospects in 2025 and 2026 aren't going to help him if he don't win now. He got to win. This guy's been here a decade, and the only thing we really have to show for it is 3 wins over the Dodgers in postseason play. Yeah, you beat the Mets, you beat the Cardinals a couple of years prior to that. But at the end of the day, that series against the Dodgers kind of defines what he's won, because they've had a lot of losing seasons under A.J. Preller. They got to win. And where this ownership is now, I have no idea. Who knows? They may even sell this ball club in the next year or two. I have no idea what they're doing. It wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all if they sold this ball club. But A.J. Preller needs to win. So he gave up 3 of their top prospects. And I don't know if any of these guys are going to make the big leagues. Only time will tell. That trade for Juan Soto to the Washington Nationals right now is not looking all that good to me. I don't know about you. But you know what? You can't, as they like to say, you can't cry over spilled milk. But Padres gave up some pretty talented guys. Dylan Lesko, who's having a miserable year in high A-ball at Fort Wayne. Yeah, a 1-9 record and a 6.46 number. ERA-wise, 69 and 2/3 innings, giving up only 55 hits, but he's walked 52 and hit 12. Does have 79 strikeouts. Remember, when they drafted Dylan Lesko, he was coming off of Tommy John. He came back last year, had a hard time command, still having a hard time, but still a very, very young pitcher. He's only 20 years of age. He's the one guy in this deal that I think can make the big leagues. The other 2 are talented. You've got outfielder Homer Bush Jr. Remember Homer Bush, the father, when he played for the Padres once upon a time. But his son doing a nice job. First full year of professional baseball, hitting 272, 4 homers, 16 RBIs, but he's got 43 stolen bases. He can run. He's playing in Fort Wayne. We'll see where it goes. He was a 4th-round pick of the Padres in 2023. So, this is his first full year of professional baseball. And then they gave up young catcher J.D. Gonzalez, 3rd-round pick a year ago in 2023. Strong arm, left-hand hitting catcher. Struggling right now, 161 at-bats. At Lake Elsinore, hitting 205 right now. No homers, 31 RBIs, but again, 18 years of age. So, all those players have a long ways to go. One's in low A ball, the other 2 are in high A ball. Long ways to go. But Padres got a guy that's going to help them immediately and take pressure off of Estrada, Suarez, and the entire bullpen. Jason Adam. You want to take a look at his numbers? How about this? I mean, they're really, really solid numbers. First of all, he's 32 years of age. He's got 2 more years of control, so the Padres will have him back. This year, he's 4-2 with a 2.49 ERA, 4 saves, 19 holds, 47 innings, giving up only 26 hits. I mean, that's total dominance. He's walked 16, struck out 50, in a whip of 0.89, giving up a total of 13 earned runs. I mean, that's domination. And like I mentioned, he can get both right-handers and left-handers out. That's a damn good trade. Yeah, you gave up a lot, but the Padres are trying to get in the playoffs and do damage. I just don't want to be a playoff team. I don't know about you. I'm not interested in just making the playoffs and getting our playoff T-shirt and going home and letting everybody go to Cancun or to the golf course or do whatever they do during the off season. If you're going to get in the playoffs, let's do some damage this year. Jason Adams is going to help this ball club a great deal. No question about it. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the trading deadline. And it would be great if the Padres could get a starting pitcher. But if they had to give up 3 prospects like this for Jason Adam, I don't think they're going to be able to pull something off that could really help the ball club. I mean, you need Musgrove to come back. You need Darvish to come back. And I know Mike Schilt and Preller are talking with you on a regular basis, but I don't think he's anywhere close to coming back. And he can be throwing all he wants, but he's going to need to go down and throw against some hitters. He was throwing pretty well. When he came back, before he went on the restricted list, he was pitching pretty well. But he'd been away from it for a while. If he comes back this year, great. I'm not holding my breath on that because I know he's dealing with a very, very significant and very serious situation with his family right now. But Musgrove, if he could come back, man, that would really help the ball club. It would really help the ball club. Randy Vasquez had a hiccup on Sunday, but he's been pitching great, and that's going to happen. Johnny Brito has been down in the minor leagues. You can bring him back. I know he's been having some forearm tightness, and hopefully that doesn't lead to Tommy John. So he's kind of on the sideline right now. But I wanted to talk about Garrett Crochet. Garrett Crochet, if you don't know who he is, he's a left-handed pitcher with the Chicago White Sox and just having an incredible year right now. I mean, his numbers are off the chart. He's pitched 114 in the third innings, got 160 strikeouts, 26 walks, given up only 89 hits and 114 in the third innings. Now, a career year prior to this season, though, this is a thing you got to be concerned with. And I know the Dodgers are interested in him. I think the Orioles are interested in him, and the Padres are interested in him. But the White Sox are going to ask for a ransom. I mean, they're going to want a ton for this guy. Now, he's got 2 more years of control. But here's where the problem lies. Garrett Crochet is the most he's ever pitched in pro ball was 54 to third innings. That's in 2021. He missed all of 2022 with an injury. Came back a year ago, pitched in 13 games and 12 and 2/3 innings. He's healthy this year, and he's already blown by that 54 to third innings. He's, again, at 114 in the third innings. How much more is left in the tank for him? You know, it's kind of like the Padres are talking about Michael King. You know, how many more innings can Michael King throw? I think Michael King can go 150. I think the Padres that's probably the Padres, even though they're never going to come out and tell you. I think that's kind of their target number. But the hitters are going to tell you when he's starting to wear down. The hitters are the best eye. Then if they start turning balls around, you're going to know maybe his stuff isn't as good as it was earlier in the year. I know Michael King said he'd like to throw 180 innings. I think that'd be pushing the envelope. I think that'd be really pushing the envelope. But Garrett Crochet is no doubt a dominant pitcher. But he's really a 5-inning pitcher. And if you're okay with that and willing to give up a ton for him, go for it. Okay, but here's the problem. Crochet is already trying to tell you when and how he's going to be used and if he'll pitch in the postseason or not. He wants to stay in the starting rotation. I get that. I totally get that. He doesn't want to go back to the bullpen. I understand that. But when Crochet came out a week ago and said, I will not pitch in the postseason if I'm traded unless I have a new deal. Hey, Garrett, you're not that good. You're having a good year, but you're not that good, and you're still 2 years under control. I would have to tend to shy away from this guy. Number one, you're going to have to give up a lot for him. Number two, is he going to be a problem child? Is he going to be Josh Hader 2.0? I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that at all. So I don't know. Maybe if he goes to the Dodgers, maybe the Dodgers will give him a nice contract like they did with Tyler Glasnow when they traded last offseason for him. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, I don't think the Padres can afford to go after a Garrett Crochet. Give up a ton and then let this guy dictate when and how he'll be pitching. And if he'll pitch in the postseason, unless you give him a new deal. I tell him to pound sand. Let him go somewhere else. Padres don't need those problems. We need guys that are pulling the rope in the right direction. And this guy right now at 25 years of age is telling me that he's not a team player. I don't know how you look at it, but if he comes in here and you got 2 years of control, why do I want to give him a big contract now with all the other contracts I'm having to pay? And this guy also has a deep history of injury. Makes no sense. But, you know, the big market teams, you know, Baltimore, they need it. Maybe they're desperate. Maybe they got the prospects. They could do it without a problem. Dodgers, they got more money than anybody. They could do whatever they want. So we'll see. But I think the Padres are out on Garrett Crochet. I'm not giving up a bunch of prospects and then allowing this guy to tell me how and when he's going to be used and if he'll pitch in the postseason. Makes no sense to me whatsoever. Okay, let's take a look at the Dodgers series. Dodgers are coming to town. I'll tell you what, it always gives us all a little more bounce on our step when the boys in blue show up. Boys in blue have had a good second half so far. They dropped 2 out of 3 over the weekend in Houston, but other than that, they're playing good baseball. Real good baseball. They took 3 out of 4 last week from the Giants, and prior to that, they swept the Boston Red Sox. So they're playing well. They're playing well. But we don't know if Freddie Freeman will be in the lineup. Freddie had to come back from Houston, didn't play in any of the 3 games there as one boy has been very ill, been hospitalized. We certainly wish Freddie Freeman and his wife and the entire family the very, very best and hope his little boy recovers very quickly. We don't know if Freddie will be playing in the brief 2-game series Games are going to be on Tuesday and Wednesday. And again, the game on Tuesday will be at 6:40. Game on Wednesday will be at 5:40. Good matchups. You got right-hander Tyler Glass now 8-6 and a 3.47 going against right-hander Matt Waldron 6-9 and a 3.64 ERA. Padres will start that series 6.5 games back of the boys in blue. Hey, you win a couple, man, you're 4.5 games out. 4.5 games out, and you got Colorado coming in over the weekend for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Maybe you can do some damage. Giants obviously did some damage against the Rockies this past weekend. And then on Wednesday night, Petco Park, again, it'll be an hour earlier at 5:40. Who knows? Maybe it'll be his last start ever at Petco Park. But left-hander Clayton Kershaw, no record, a 4.50 ERA. Made his season debut last Thursday against the Giants from that left shoulder surgery. 4 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. I watched that. He looked actually pretty good. Looked pretty good. Got himself out of a real jam after giving up those 2 runs. Still looked pretty good. And he'll go against right-hander, our man Dylan Cease, 10-8 and a 3.50. Dylan Cease, man, he's just dealing. That was unbelievable watching that no-hitter. That was like a kid in a candy store, I got to be honest. So Tuesday night, you got Glass now against Waldron, Kershaw against Cease on Wednesday. And then I mentioned Colorado coming in for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then the Padres will embark on a 6-game road trip. They'll be off on August 5th, a Monday. Then they'll have 3 straight days at Pittsburgh and finish up August 9th, 10th, and 11th down in Miami against the Marlins. So there you have a little preview. And again, Dodgers, they're still waiting to get a lot of guys back. I mean, they got Mookie Betts recovering. They got Max Muncy. They got Chris Taylor on the IL right now. They picked up Nick Ahmed to play shortstop last week. Miguel Rojas a little nicked up right now. Dodgers have got all kinds of injuries, but they're still playing really, really good baseball. All right. I want to congratulate the San Diego Strike Force. The San Diego Strike Force, as many of you know, I, along with Steve Quiz, we do their games, their home games on YouTube. And Taylor Jenniser, Gino Gerbo, Director of Football Operations, Bert Grossman, Charger former #1 draft pick, and team president Duke Little, congratulations. They went over on Sunday night and defeated Bay Area. The Bay Area Panthers, the defending Indoor Football League champion. The Strike Force went up to the Bay Area and beat them 49-40. That means they move on to the Western Conference Finals a week from today, on Monday. They will take on the famous Arizona Rattlers over in Arizona for the Western Conference title game. And then if they're able to pull that one off, they would play in the IFL National Championship game, and that'll be on August 17th at Leeds Family Forum in Henderson, Nevada. It'll be an afternoon kickoff at 1:05. But Taylor Jennifer's team playing great football, well-deserved win. Nate Davis, their veteran quarterback, a former San Diego 49er, 15-32, 216 yards and 6 touchdowns Sunday night up at Bay Area. And their wide receiver, Arthur Jackson III. How about this? What a night. 5 catches, 54 yards, but 4 touchdowns. So congratulations to the San Diego Strike Force Indoor Football League. Doing a great job, really building that franchise from the ground up. It hasn't been easy, that's for sure. So there you have it. All right, I want to get to letters to coach. And I appreciate all of the folks that write in and want to hear what I have to say. And we'll get to those here. And then we're going to get to standings a little bit, and we'll close it out and get you ready for everything that's going to be going on this coming week with our San Diego Padres and where they're at record-wise. Okay, we're going to start. We're going to do 3 letters today. And we're going to start out with Cody from Rancho Bernardo. Coach, really enjoy your podcast, but would love for you to get back on the radio Monday through Friday. Have you talked to 760, the Aztec station, about taking over the 12-3 slot? Well, Cody, first of all, thanks for the nice compliment. Number 2, I have not specifically talked to 760, but they know that I'm out there. I've done some fill-in work for them. Not really sure what their long-term plan is for 760, let alone the 12 to 3 slot. But Mary Ayala, who's a lady I've known for many years, I got a lot of confidence in her. She's a really good person. And, she knows I'm here. If she needs me, she knows the only thing she has to do is make a phone call. But no, I've not specifically talked to them. But, if I did get offered a job, I would certainly entertain it. I think one thing for 760, if I went in there, I would bring a pretty solid listening audience, considering when I got let go at my prior station, I was number one in the market in my time slot. And, things happen in radio. Normally, when you get let go at radio, it's because your ratings suck, or your ratings suck and you're making too much money, or you're just making too much money. And mine was neither. I got great ratings and I wasn't making a ton of money. I was having a whole lot of fun, though. But Cody, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But again, I got a lot of friends over there at 760, so it would be kind of fun if they did give me a call. But again, I'm not waiting around for it. Whatever they want to do, I'm fine with. Raul and Bonita, what do you expect from the Aztec football program this season? Well, Raul, for me, going to be very hard to predict. I know when you look at the Mountain West Conference, Boise State once again is picked number one. UNLV's done a really good job. But when they had the preseason Mountain West Conference picks, they picked San Diego State 8th. But I think that's easy. And the reason I say that, nobody really knows what San Diego State has. How quickly are these new players that came in, how quickly are they going to be able to gel? You got Danny O'Neill, a freshman quarterback. You got AJ Duffy, a guy that's coming from Florida State. You don't know. I mean, who's going to be the quarterback? Right now, it's kind of up in the air. I guess both those guys are kind of vying for it. What kind of offensive and defensive lines are you going to have? We don't know. But I will tell you this, I'm overly optimistic. And I'm looking forward to going to their first game there in the last Saturday in August, see them take on Texas A&M Commerce. Very much looking forward to Aztec football. So it's hard to say, but you know what? It's going to take a while, but I really like the infectious attitude of the new head coach, Sean Lewis. I'm very excited about what he can bring to the table offensively, and hopefully they can put some kind of defense out there on the field. And again, one of the other areas where San Diego State's always been strong has been in their special teams. Hopefully their special teams and they get a good kicking game. That's always been a real beneficial part of Aztec football for the last several years. But I'm not going to say overly optimistic, but I am optimistic about where this team could go this year. Michelle and Hillcrest, any chance we'll see you on PPR during high school football season? Michelle, well, first of all, thank you. I know Paul Rudy very well. I haven't talked to Paul about that. It'd be fun, man. I love being out on the sidelines on Friday nights watching high school football. And whether I'm on PPR or just John Kentera Citizen, I'll be on a sideline somewhere this fall watching high school football. I love high school football. One of my great hobbies is watching high school football. So, but, maybe I'll give Paul a call. And Michelle, I appreciate the confidence you have in me. Thank you very much. All right. That wraps up letters to Coach, and we'll do another segment in our next podcast. All right. Before we get out of here, we got to take a look at the standings. And I mentioned the Padres are going to start on Tuesday night against the Dodgers. They're going to start at 6.5 games back. Dodgers right now sitting at 63-44. Again, Dodgers playing pretty well on the road, 29-24. And we look at that Padre record at home at 26-28. But the Padres sitting at 57-51. Diamondbacks hanging in there. They're a game back of the Padres right now, and they're going to be getting Merrill Kelly back. They've already gotten Zach Gallen back. Montgomery's pitching a little bit better. They're still waiting for Eduardo Rodriguez to come back. Diamondbacks aren't going away. Padres are going to be in a real dogfight for that second spot in the West, and they're going to be in a dogfight for the 3 wild card spots. But the Diamondbacks sitting at 55-51. I like their ball club. They got a good club. The Giants are hanging in there. I don't know what Farhan Zaidi's going to do at the trading deadline, but I can tell you this. He is under a tremendous amount of heat to get something done. The Giants they swept the Diamondbacks, they swept the Rockies over the weekend. And now the Giants are only 2 games under 500 at 53 and 55. And the Rockies way back there. And again, the Padres get the Rockies Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 38 and 69. Okay, let's go to the wild card because the wild card is just all bunched up. Atlanta having their problems right now. Look at Atlanta. Atlanta right now is only 8 games over 500 at 56 and 48. Padres are on their tail big time, a game and a half back at 57 and 51. The Mets are right in there at 55 and 50. Diamondbacks at 55 and 51. And don't discount the Cardinals, a game back. The Pirates, 2 games back. And by the way, next road trip, the Padres will be in Pittsburgh. And then when the Padres come home, they'll have Pittsburgh that next time. So they could see Paul Skeens 2 out of those 6 games when they take on the Pirates. And he's not an easy customer, as we know. Giants are hanging in there. I think the Cubs are going to be sellers rather than buyers. But right now, the Padres are number 2 wild card in the National League, and they're playing great baseball, really playing great baseball. The other thing I wanted to look at here is look at that run differential. Padres now at plus 34 in run differential, so that's looking good. The Dodgers, and I know we took that the National League West standings down. Dodgers right now are plus 94. But the Dodgers are having their problems. I mean, I think even though the Dodgers right now are 19 games over 500, this has not been an easy year for Dave Roberts and for the Dodgers. They've had a lot of injuries. I don't think they've played as well as they would have hoped they would have played. But, hey, that's baseball. At the end of the day, you got to get into the tournament. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of the John Kentera Show. And reminder, we're on YouTube, San Diego Sports Talk, John Kentera Show. You can follow me, Facebook, John Kentera, and on X, at Coach Kentera 44. And please, when you do go on YouTube, please subscribe to our station. We're doing great. And again, if you tuned in a little late, missed the open, I apologize, but I was down and out. I was on the IL for some time. I actually spent a little time in Scripps Hospital up in Encinitas, but we're all systems are functioning now, and very happy to be back and really excited about talking about our San Diego sports. And right now our Padres are just playing fantastic baseball. Have a great week, everyone. We'll have another podcast coming out on Thursday of this week. And again, let's see what the Padres can get done at the trading deadline. They need to get another arm, I think. But I don't know if they want to pay the price to get a starting arm. We'll have to wait and see. But until then, let's see what the Padres do against the Dodgers. We'll be back to wrap that series up and get you ready for the weekend series against the Colorado Rockies. Have a great week, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the John Kentera Show, San Diego Sports Talk on YouTube. Bye-bye.